In life, we all have to make choices that can be a bit scary and make others wonder about us. Sometimes, doing things in a very different or bold way is the only way to make things better, especially when we want to fix something that's hurting people we care about. Shouldn't we feel responsible for trying to help? Definitely. Although it takes a lot of courage to make a risky decision like the one the main character in our story made. He's a dad who was really worried and had to choose between his deep love for his daughter and making sure she gets a good education to become a better person. Matt Cox is a single father from Ohio and has a 10-year-old daughter, Bethany. Matt's wife died suddenly when the girl was 5 years old from a heart attack. She apparently had an undiagnosed congenital heart condition that caused her untimely death at just 36 years of age. Since the death of his wife, Matt had to raise his daughter with the only help of his parents and occasionally his in-laws, with whom he didn't have a very good relationship. A relationship that worsened since he became a widower and led him to have to take care full-time of a little girl who kept asking for her mother and who cried at night in a disconsolate way, looking for her. As Bethany grew up, she always felt like something was missing, even though her dad tried his best to provide everything she needed and showed her lots of love. Her dad, Matt, was very protective and sometimes spoiled her, which is something single parents do when they don't have a mom around. This overprotectiveness led to problems later when he realized Bethany wasn't as sweet as he thought. Initially, after her mom passed away, Bethany behaved well. She was a friendly and happy child who got along with everyone. She did well in school, but she didn't have many friends. She never caused any problems with other kids at school, at least not until she got older. As she grew up, she became more aggressive, and the principal's office kept calling Matt to come and talk about her behavior. Matt was confused and couldn't understand why his beloved 10-year-old daughter was acting so badly. When teachers explained things about Bethany's behavior, it was hard for him to believe. Even though it was painful to see his daughter change so much, he knew he had a responsibility as a parent to find out what was causing these problems and put an end to them. He was determined to do whatever it took. Mr. Cox, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I have to tell you that your daughter Bethany, whom we all held in high esteem, has turned into a real demon. Not only does she insult her classmates on a daily basis, but she doesn't stop until she humiliates them in front of other people. The children go home crying, and there are even those who have stopped coming to class for several days out of fear of seeing her again. That, as you understand, is totally intolerable for us. The principal firmly rejected bullying at the school, and Mr. Cox, Bethany's father, was deeply embarrassed by her behavior. The principal had called him 3 times due to Bethany's alarming actions. As a result, the school decided to expel her for a week and ban her from riding the bus for another week. The principal emphasized the importance of a peaceful bus ride for all children and hoped Bethany would understand the consequences of her actions. I completely agree with you, Mr. Principal. My daughter needs to be disciplined, and I will make sure of it. I, as her parent, also have to take responsibility for what's happening to prevent it from happening again. I promise you that my daughter won't escape consequences for her actions. I'm strongly against bullying, and I won't let my daughter be the one causing such terrible behavior, Bethany's father said angrily while looking at his daughter, who seemed to be ignoring what was being said. When they got home, the first thing Matt did was try to talk to his daughter calmly. He just wanted to know how she was feeling, and if there was anything bothering her that she wanted to share. Honey, I don't understand why you're acting this way. You've always been such a nice girl, and you've never had problems with others. What's going on? Did someone treat you badly? Do you feel like something is missing, and that's why you're behaving like this? Please tell me something. I need to understand, he pleaded, trying to connect with his daughter. But Bethany remained silent and wouldn't even look at him while he spoke. You won't tell me anything, huh? Not even a simple explanation for why you've been unkind to your classmates. Come on, Bethany, I've always looked after you and given you everything you need. What's going on? Is it because of Mommy? Do you miss her? You can talk to me, he said, but Bethany remained silent and uninterested. Since talking to her peacefully seemed impossible, Mr. Cox decided on a serious punishment. He wouldn't drive her to school during her punishment. Instead, he would make her walk, and he shared this punishment on his social media account to make it official. Even though he was a modern dad who kept up with trends and had an Instagram account with over 2,000 followers, he took this step to show he was serious. All right, Bethany, if you're not willing to do things the easy way, we'll do them the hard way. During your suspension, you'll stay home, study, and finish your homework. And when you return to school and can't take the bus, I won't drive you. You'll walk on your own. Understand? He told his daughter firmly with a hint of a warning tone. You're gonna let me walk to school? You're crazy. I'll freeze to death. Yeah, you have to drive me to school. You're my dad, shouted the girl, who seemed to have been quite frightened by her father's decision. No, miss. I'm your father, and precisely because of that, I can decide how you'll go to school. It's your punishment for acting like this for the past few months. So maybe you'll learn that you can't play with other people's feelings or publicly humiliate them whenever you feel like it. And maybe, who knows, you'll also start to appreciate how lucky you are for the life so full of comforts I'm giving you. And that's all there is to it. He finished the sentence with a resounding slam at the door, leaving Bethany with a word in her mouth and a look of rage in her eyes. After serving her first week of punishment and staying at home, Bethany accepted the second part of her penalty for bullying without arguing with her father. Matt kept his promise and shared the entire punishment on social media. He posted videos daily explaining his thoughts and why he chose such a strict punishment. In one of his early videos, Matt talked about how he saw the school's decision as an opportunity to teach his daughter the value of what she had and the consequences of her actions. He believed that some children think they deserve certain privileges, like being driven to school, but today his daughter would learn otherwise. He wanted to set an example and show his commitment to children's rights and his stand against bullying. Matt Cox made his daughter walk 5 miles to and from school in cold weather for a whole week. He shared this on his Instagram stories, knowing that not everyone would agree with his decision, but he believed it was necessary to teach his daughter a valuable lesson. For her safety, Cox forced his daughter to wear winter-appropriate clothing and drove slowly behind her to make sure she reached her destination. However, the long drive in frigid air would teach her daughter the privilege of being driven to school in a vehicle and give her plenty of time to reflect on her bullying behavior. Although many might find the punishment repulsive, the father believed it was necessary. "Let me make it very clear. Bullying is unacceptable, especially in my house," Matt wrote in one of his posts, which featured a photo of his daughter walking in front of him as he followed closely behind her in his car. It was a tough week for both Bethany and her father, but in the end, the punishment turned out to be a good success. In fact, he later edited his latest post and added the following: "Update, lesson learned. She still has all her limbs intact, as happy and healthy, and seems to have a new perspective on bullying, as well as a new appreciation for some of the simple things in life that she used to take for granted. Hashtag hold your kids accountable. Hashtag stop bullying." Some people might say that Cox was also acting like a bully when he punished his daughter. But the main point here is that parents need to step in and stop their child from bullying others. Schools should also do their part to stop bullying. Parents have to make sure their kids are punished, learn from their mistakes, and promise not to bully again. During her punishment, Bethany had a lot of time to think about what she did and how it hurt others and her dad. She said sorry to her classmates, teachers, and even the principal. She made up with her dad and agreed to get help for her behavior. Bethany's story is just one of many, and bullying is a big problem that lots of families face. We all need to work together to stop it by teaching and disciplining. What do you think of this father's action? Let us know in the comment section. Thank you.